Hey, hello. Everyone. Hello, hello, hello.
Xin chào, xin chào, xin chào.
Welcome back to the Blessed Sacred Tournament Tribe. And this is okay, sorry. You hear me clearly? Yes, okay. Okay, again. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to our Be Blessed Sacred Feminine Tribe. This is our talk show. What is it? Những ngày quý giá đừng vội đi qua. Yes, and today is our next topic about the truth with my beloved sister Hanin, and she's from German. Nói sai rồi. Yeah, so this is our only English session that will be shown in our talk show series. So we are so blessed.
I feel honored.
Be here, honey.
Come on. Thanks for having me, girls.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here with the Be Blessed girls.
Yes. So I want to introduce a little bit about you. Yeah. So she's my favorite angel on earth, I can say. And I just met her like 2 months ago. No, actually 1 year ago. Nearly 1 year ago.
In November.
Yes, in November at Diviner Fest. But we didn't talk much then. I didn't remember her actually until I met her. Until we met by accident in Phuket Island. Yes, it was.
I remembered her. That's how I recognized her. I was like, wait, I know that beautiful face.
You can share some about our like the moment that we met again.
I was at a restaurant. It's called Eat, Pray, Love. It's very close by. Like it's maybe 2 minutes from my home, from where I'm staying. I was totally lost at that time, like totally alone, totally lost in pain, in my thoughts, in somewhere in the 3D world, lost. I was sitting there and I saw Van Ang sitting there with 2 of her friends. And I looked at her and I was like, I recognized her, but I couldn't quite tell where from. But I recognized her energy, I recognized her face, and then it hit me. I was like, oh my God, it was at the Diviners Festival in November. And I looked at her and she probably felt stalked or something, because I was like, like, who's that looking at me? And then she said, like, she smiled at me and she's like, come over, sit with us. And I joined them, and then she just welcomed me with so much love and so much care. And I right away had the feeling I could open up. Like there was instantly a feeling of trust and a flow where I felt like I can be myself here. That's okay. So thank you for that. And then she invited me to one of the Be Blessed. I think that was the first, right? It was your first Be Blessed event that you girls had, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
In Dalat. It was beautiful.
Our first retreat together.
It was first, yeah. It was beautiful. And she invited me to that, and xin cảm ơn. You're the best.
Không có gì nha. Yêu ạ. Yeah, so much. Yeah, you know, like whenever I'm with her, I feel like I can open everything. Like I can open up. I can be vulnerable. I can be myself. And I believe that there's gonna be no judgment. I can be really safe when I'm with her. So it's the beautiful present that she gives me. And besides, she's really has like her wisdom always make me like mind blowing like this. And I have like when I share with her my patterns, she's give me another aspects that I can see, that I can feel, that I can transform. And like I know that anyone with Hanin, they will be healed in some way, like me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful words.
And this is the true sisterhood that I think that it should be in every corner of this earth. Like, like we really need just to be safe. And when we can be safe, we can shine. Like we see that we no longer need to hide ourselves for any.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have that fear anymore because we know we'll be safe. And we need that more in this earth. And I'm so grateful that I can share my intro with all of you here. Yeah.
This is so true. Just like real acceptance of everything, like how you just explained it, like that it should be common everywhere, where we feel so accepted, no matter if it suits your mindset or not, like no matter if you think it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Just like letting someone exist the way they want to exist and being in total acceptance of that. And I think this is so important because that's how we can like feel more and more ourselves and feel my existence is okay. My existence with all my crazy thoughts, with all my, I don't know, with all my ideas, I'm just okay the way I am. And I think this is something that children especially need. And this is something we haven't experienced because our parents were telling us like, no, you got to do it this way. Teachers were telling us like to do it differently. It's only one way. That's not okay the way you exist.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She can speak Vietnamese. She's about to find some Vietnamese man to get married.
Yeah. If anyone here in the audience who are
you
interested in marrying me, there's no ring yet.
Any man here is available? Yeah.
We've been making this joke because I've been having, so I don't know, most of people probably know that many foreigners in Vietnam, they have to leave Vietnam at the moment because of the beautiful Corona situation. And so they're kicking out most of the people that right now, like that are on a tourist visa. And unfortunately, I'm on a tourist visa and we probably have to leave within the next 30 days. So when Anh said, why don't you marry Vietnamese man? I was like, I actually had that idea, but I want to have a 90-year-old rich man who's very sick.
Oh my God.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We're just joking around. And I think this is also important in life and with all our emotions and to take everything, like any situation, also at ease, to bring a sense of humor within, to always find like a little easiness in things. Yeah. Of course, not when it's like very emotional, because that's when it gets very difficult to talk or to laugh, like not trying to change any emotion or any situation. But situations that are difficult and we're talking objectively about it, it's so important to keep like a sense of humor and to like laugh about things, because in the end, nothing is serious. Nothing is, we're taking things way too serious, and therefore the room gets small around us. We believe this is our reality, but reality is only in our mind, and that is not, it doesn't exist. It's not real.
Yes.
And this is something that is very important to remember, and especially when we talk to our friends. And that's actually the topic today, like speak our truth. So what does it even mean? Like, who do I believe I am? How am I accepting myself and my friends around me? How serious am I taking this life? And therefore, how difficult does it get for me to express myself? Because when everything seems so serious and so real that you believe this is your reality, there's a lot of resistance because you are identified with this reality. And when you're identified with this reality, you're strongly in your ego. And therefore it becomes very, very difficult to express anything. You're out of the flow, you're in resistance because it's not your reality. The truth is you're none of that, but at the same time, you have these feelings. you are not these feelings, you have these feelings. And I think that's important in order to have a real communication with someone we love, that we're able to see, I have these emotions and sometimes they get real and unbearable. I can express myself here, but while you're in it, you can allow it fully to be, but then connecting to your higher self, that is this big room, that is this empty room that you truly are, this emptiness and this, it's the awareness. It's like a one line of pure acceptance. It's acceptance above everything, like everything that is happening, but this connection to this pure awareness, this is what helps to be able to have a conversation on a emotional and objective level. So what helps me sometimes with my friend, when we are both emotional and we try to prove our points, we say, okay, you know what? Let's look at it at person one and person two. So we take ourselves as person one and person two, and we understand, okay, person one has felt this and this, person two has reacted to that. And this brings us away from these people that we believe we are, and gives us a better understanding of how these energies have been interacting with each other without being identified with it, but still being in it because we still identified. So it's just bringing both aspects together in order to have a conscious conversation and an understanding of what is really happening. Yeah. Let me look at my notes, what else I have written down. Okay, so I have like, who am I? Who do I believe I am? This is actually one of the biggest questions in order for us to create our reality. And therefore, the conversations we have or the people we talk to. Okay, so who am I? So to me, that oneness, that makes totally sense. Like, before it started making sense to me that we are all one, because you are me, I feel you, we're all connected, we're all energy. But recently, like a few weeks ago maybe, I had a deeper understanding of what it actually means. Like, suddenly this oneness wasn't only rationalized, I could really feel it. Like, it was felt on a deeper level by having conversations, because I used to struggle having conversations in relationships, especially when it was emotional. I would be in it, I would be in the victim role, I would be totally that child again that I was suppressed, and like that got suppressed, that couldn't express itself the way it wanted to because I didn't know how. I wasn't listened to. Someone was like, an authority person was telling me, don't react this way, stop being angry, stop being like such a child or whatever, you know? So this suppressed child is still in me. So when I'm in a relationship, all these emotions that come up strongly, they come up strongly. So even though like right now, I believe I have transformed those in a relationship, I notice I haven't. They are still part of me. There's an understanding that I have of it, but I haven't transformed those. And that was always very shocking for me when I was in a relationship of like, oh, this is what's happening. And then I would point with the finger at someone because I know, but this is not the truth. It's that I have a hard time to talk about them because they seem so real to me. There's still this hurt child, and there's so much coming together of like feeling not loved, feeling not accepted, feeling guilty, feeling or trying to manipulate to get love. Like, being in a victim role, or so much that was going on, and that was happening when I was a child, and most of us. So what's really helped me to understand recently, like back to that topic of oneness, is that these parts, like for example, someone is not accepting me in that moment and reacting, and I'm not in an accepted feeling of like, my feeling comes and I'm in the reaction rather than in the observation. It helps to understand that this person who I'm talking to is inside me. So that means these two, like the person in front of me represents a part of me that can't accept this other part of me that is reacting. So both of that is actually happening within me, but it is represented in a person outside of me. You understand? So this is when I can take this all into my room, anything that's happening, I can accept it as me, and I can be able to look at it and observe it, because suddenly this person around me is only a messenger of what has been in me the whole time, but something else can't accept it. So there's a fight within me and outside of me, because it's confusing, because I'm in this mindset of separation when I'm in the ego. So my room is small, but when I widen the room and I take that person into my room, into this, both interacting with each other suddenly, and understand that this is only one and they only try to connect here, but they form this, and this is something within me. It suddenly gets easier to breathe. It suddenly makes sense that we are one. So that means these identities that we believe we have, they are not real. That's an illusion. We're living in an illusion, and we believe this illusion, and that's why it becomes so difficult. While all it is we are one person in embodied in so many people, in so many in life everywhere around us. And it comes to us as messengers all the time. And it's up to us if we look at it or if we push it away, if we accept it in a room or if we resist it. And where's resistance, there's pain, there's suffering, because we don't accept this oneness. And there, a conversation gets easier with someone. So this is something that really started making sense to me, and where I had an easier time to listen to someone that couldn't understand what I was saying. Like, for example, family members, like my mom, for example, where it becomes more difficult because when you're with your family, you're that child again. You're automatically in that role of when you were a teenager. You're like 5 years old again. You're like, what's going on? Everything that I've learned is gone. And you're like, no, mommy, like you're like a child again, really. But that's where it's really has helped me to understand, to look at her and to understand that she's me, and this is the part of me that I've been resisting and not accepting. And I can just look at it and accept it, because no existence is wrong. There's nothing wrong and there's nothing right. It simply just is. And for me, that really helped with this big room and the small room, because I can really feel how small my room gets, like how I believe this is only me when I believe this is my reality, and how big suddenly the room gets when I understand what I really am, that I'm pure energy, that I'm a pure illusion. All that is just like this awareness, and everything else is just a movie. I was doing a meditation a few weeks ago that was really, really helpful, and I will send it maybe later, or I can like put the link in. It's from, he's called Rupert Spira, and he's talking about a cinema. He's bringing you, like he's guiding you into a meditation in a cinema. And he says, so we have the screen in front. In the middle, there is you, the ego you, like the person that you believe you are, watching at the, like looking at the screen, watching the movie that is playing. The movie that is playing is the outside world. In the room, in the middle, that's where we are. our ego, the person that interacts, the person that talks, the identity, the everyday person. And at the premium seat on the back in the cinema, this is you looking at all of it, observing all of it. And that was for me like I could really like understand, like, wow, I suddenly got like out of this body, and I could like look at this body, because most of the time we are identified and we have these not out of body experience, but like understanding of what we are for seconds, and then slowly we get back into our ego and we are identified again, and this is our reality again all the time. And then suddenly we have moments again, it's like, oh, where was I all the time again? So this meditation is really helpful to like get always back to the premium seat and to enjoy the person that is you, that you believe you are, that is sitting in the middle of the room, watching that movie and feeling everything that is like happening in the movie, you know, all the fears, if it's a scary movie, all the funniness or whatever. But that in the end, the premium seat is simply staying always the same. It remains always the same, no matter what. No matter if death, no matter if anything, it always remains the same. So back to speaking the truth and having conversations with people. Hang on. Oh, okay.
You are so cute. Those moments that help us to go back to our breath. Yeah, I love pausing. Like sometimes we need to pause.
That is true.
Yes.
That is true. If there are any questions in between, let me know.
Yeah,
I just see there are 40.
I want to share with them a little bit. Like, so guys, friends, we have Q&A section. So if you have any questions about the truth, about like everything related to the truth, you want to know more about it, you can ask here in the Q&A section, and Hanin will answer later on. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, now we can continue.
What you said with the breath is also so important. Like, I always notice, like, when I'm in an uncomfortable feeling or nervous, any feeling of not the truth or not being observant, or like I'm in it and I believe this is reality, it's because I'm not in my breath.
Right.
And this is really like always a reminder. I think that was actually you that said that a few weeks ago. I own my breath. Was that you?
I said something like, okay, when I connect with my breath, I connect with my spiritual guides, my teachers, my angels, like that. Maybe we talk a lot about like breath, like through.
That is actually also like, that's what you said with I own my breath. I think it was you. That was for me like, oh wow, because I always remembered, like, try to remind myself, like, okay, go back to breathing. But this I own my breath brought a different energy into it. Like, I felt, oh, I do own my breath. And that also answers the question, where is my attention focused? Where is my energy when I talk to someone? Is my energy in someone else, like, for example, in someone else's mind, and thinking, looking at myself through their eyes, or is my attention being focused within me, like in my breath, inside me? One of my closest friends always said, no matter what you do, try always to remember to keep at least 20% of awareness in your body. And that helps. Like, it's not like 50 or like a lot. It's like this little piece of awareness in your body that we sometimes forget, like, especially when we're nervous or we're doing something and it brings us out of our body. Like, for example, about this session today, man, was I nervous before. I had thoughts about it, and I was like, oh, what if that and that happens? Like all these doubts and whatever that are coming. But in the end, I just remembered this is exactly my topic. Like no matter how uncomfortable I'm gonna be, I have to remember this is the topic that I have to be true with. When I'm uncomfortable, I am uncomfortable. But I just have to be aware with it. I just have to be with it and accept it just the way it is. Because only there, with this acceptance, I can be myself. I enjoy my existence. I love living, enjoying all of it, enjoying all the anger, enjoying all of it in the game, all of this in this illusion, just by being with it. And yeah. Okay. So what's really about, okay, wait. Okay, so about, I hope it's not going to be too long. Wait, how much time do we have?
1 hour.
Forever. No, how much time do we have left though? Okay, 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Am I talking too much, girls? Do you have any questions? Or like, am I like, do you want to say anything?
We're in the flow with you.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
She's love to hear like receive questions, so please give us questions.
I'm okay actually. I told her before. She said like, "Oh, we're gonna answer 3 questions." I said, "Pick only the easy ones." Last night, I woke up. I didn't really sleep. Like at the moment, my sleeping pattern is very different than usual. I sleep during the day, like mainly in the mornings until 12, and I stay up until 7 or something. Like it's so messy. I have a really hard time getting back into my routine. But at the same time, I just accept it the way it is. Like I enjoy my nights. My friend who lives in Mexico, I'm 12 hours ahead. So we are like when it's 7 p.m. at my place, it's like in Vietnam, it's 7 a.m. in Mexico. So it's perfect. So we talk sometimes all day, and I might move to Mexico at some point. And he said like, well, it's perfect. You don't have to like adjust to the time here. You already are. So last night around like 4 or 5 a.m., I had this feeling, and I felt like at first I felt this nervousness, and then I got back into my body and just to understand what actually do I want to say about Speak Your Truth. I don't even know, because it's so much, and also I wouldn't even know where to start. And then I just took the pen and I started writing. So now I have like so many notes here, and I need to stay focused on one, because this is just like everything written down. Okay, I'm observer identity, connect with the moment, and
you can share the rest to me.
Actually,
and share with friends.
Say it again.
You can share the rest. Like you have a lot in your notebook, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we can share.
Okay. Okay. You ready, girls? So what's also really important that I've noticed when I talk to my friend, like this friend that I told you about in Mexico, he's one of my closest friends that I can really talk to properly. I feel so accepted. I think through him, I've learned how to communicate really, And that was so 2 years ago, he came to Vietnam. He and another friend, they're called Sergio and Zia. So if they're gonna watch it at some point, I love you guys. So they came to Vietnam from Germany, and we were in Hanoi. And at some point, one of my friends said they both have been practicing to point out everything they notice. So just to speak it as it is. If you feel identified with it, then you take it personal and you reject it. So we're just going to point out everything, no matter if it's like a joke that's offending me, or asking you like, why did you just say that, or whatever, just to learn how to look at things objectively and to understand how deeply we are identified. And with that, at the beginning, I had a very hard time with it. So they were pointing things out. Like I remember one of my friends said, why did you just make that joke? And I justified myself because I was identified. And I said like, because I don't know, like it's just a joke. Like, don't be, like taking it personal, thinking this
Exactly
has
what I learned from you.
Mm,
Yeah, I can see that.
it's not personal. Like, why am I taking this? Like, I took it personal and I justified myself right away. And I said like, well, because I don't know, I raised in a funny family. I don't know, like just some justifications of myself, who I believe I am, of my ego. And then he said, oh, don't take it personal. And even that I took personal. It's like, what does it mean? Don't take it personal. And I looked myself, and I went into the room, and I wasn't happy. I was just like, had all these emotions, and I didn't understand it. I had a hard time to understand it, like the first few days. And then slowly, I observed, and we talked more and more about it. And I started understanding what this actually means to be identified, how deeply we are identified. And when I reacted, like, and when they said like, why are you taking things personally right now? What are you feeling right now? I didn't even want to feel, I didn't want to talk, but they didn't change anything. They didn't tell me, oh, no, I didn't mean it, or whatever, because it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that has taught me a lot. Because we always, like, for example, when I talk to a friend and my friend tells me, I feel so bad about that and that. When I say, no, don't feel bad, I reject her feeling in that moment. But that she feels bad in that moment is actually a key. It's actually important to look at. It's actually important to be present with. So just allowing that person, like anyone, my friend, to feel and to allow that feeling to be, not to change it, not to say like, oh no, don't feel nervous. Oh no, don't. Not saying that. Just staying with it and saying like, or being with that person and making that my friend feel that I am present with that feeling that is coming up in that moment, because it's okay to exist. And this is the only way we can learn to be more present with everything, and how to have like more, like a better communication, rather than like, oh no, I didn't say that. Oh no, I just to get back to, okay, maybe we can look at it. Why do you have the feeling to justify yourself right now, and to just sit with it? Yeah, why do I? Okay, maybe it's because I am afraid you see me as weak, or you see me as whatever it is, How am I being perceived by you? How am I being perceived by myself? Because I want to be a different person, because I believe this is all real and I am one person. So all of these things, like this identity again, it really helps to understand how we communicate and how we disregard emotions, or how we put awareness on things. And we can, like, when I have new friends, I tell them that. I tell them like, you know what? When you talk to me, when I talk to you about something, I would wish, like I express my wish. I wish that you can just listen to me and just accept it just the way it is, or like just not interrupt too much and allow it just to be, because there is no right or no wrong in the way I feel. It's just a feeling and it is there, and that's okay. And that helps to understand the human experience, or like the human existence. Suddenly it's not so personal anymore, and it's allowed to be there, because I didn't invent that feeling. That feeling exists in already, It's just something I feel. I have never, it's nothing personal. It's nothing that is attached to me. And that really helps. what also really helped me a few years ago, like that friend that I told you about, his sister, she does astrology. And she read my birth horoscope, like my birth chart. And she was telling me, like, I'm born with, like, I don't know, lots of anger. I'm born with this and this and that and da da da. You know what I mean? And this was totally me. And back then, my friend, her brother, he came to me and asked me, what did she say? And I felt it was personal. And I was like, well, I don't want to talk about it. And then he explained to me in that moment, he said, you know, astrology really helped me to push it away from me. Like, I am born with these things. I have here a human experience, and I am born with these missions, with these emotions, and I simply have them, but I'm not them. So with astrology, knowing that you came with that, it's suddenly not you anymore, and you can talk about it objectively. And that is true. That has really helped me. So every time, like, I'm feeling something, I talk to my friend, like, hey, I'm feeling that and that. What is going on? Like, sometimes she says, I can look in your chart. I can see how the planets are standing for you right now. And then she's telling me, like, okay, you're going through that and that transit. Jupiter is in your house. Saturn is here and there. And and I'm like, whoa, okay, totally in the universe. And like understanding why I might feel these things, like these emotions that simply pass through me. They just pass through me and they go out because I'm going through something. So it can be astrologically explained that my emotions, or like the connection with everything, like this oneness that is here because it happens in the moment that you need to learn it, with all the experiences, with all the planets and the stars and whatever you need to feel in that moment, that it's all just combined, like it's all connected, and that has never been you. It's simply a connection that exists, that you are the pure connection, the pure awareness. And that really, really, really helps to talk with my friends about all emotions, about all uncomfortable feelings, about guilt, about shame, about things I said to someone, about things I did to someone, about anything, that it's just an experience. And this experience is not me, but it's something I have. Yeah. All right. I'm ready for questions. I can't hear you. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Hanin, for sharing. Yeah, you remind me a lot, like about how much we're aware of what we think, of what we say, of what we behave. So the most important thing about the truth is, the first thing is awareness, right? And I think we have very important key tools that can help us with to come back with our awareness, is that do meditation. Doing meditation with us, not just we sit here and we observe our breath, but we do it every single moment, like as much as we can, because there's a lot of times that we're gonna be like, we lose the consciousness about ourselves, and we are somewhere else in our thoughts, and it's like, yeah. So but it's like you just said, 20% to come back,
At least.
yeah, at
Yeah.
least 20% to come back with ourselves. And then we just need to, like, okay, cultivate it day by day. It's like I think that a lot of people here practice vipassana. So the first 3 days of the course is practice with the nose. Yeah, we need to learn anapanasati. So we need to observe the breath in this angle. So this is the first thing. And when we practice this continually in 3 days, like somehow we can observe the whole body. Like the way we observe one thing is the way that we observe everything, like that.
Yeah.
So we just need to cultivate a little bit, 20% a day. The rest we can be lost somewhere else. It's totally fine because we're human. We still have some experience to learn. So it's okay. And I believe that it's still okay if we cannot speak the truth at the moment. We just need to learn to speak the truth with ourselves. We have the chance like 24 hours. If we are like we have to lie to people 12 hours a day, we still have 12 hours to speak the truth with ourselves. Like the favorite practice that I do is that mirror work. Like every night I do it. Whatever happened, I sit in front of my mirror and I speak the truth. I speak the truth to myself. I nourish myself with that. Just 5 minutes a day. 20, like it's not that much, 20%. It's like just like 0.0005% of the day. But it's helped me a lot. So I believe that it's going to help us to learn how to speak the truth with ourselves first. And the way we teach to speak the truth with ourselves, then we can teach ourselves to be truth with others. And then others will be true to ourselves. Like, it's like...
it's mirroring.
It's mirroring, yes.
Yes.
It is. What? Yeah, 444. What is the message then? Can you share with us? Yes. So I believe that yesterday, the guy from the last session, he shared about like the truth will protect us, will protect our voice, our cái cổ là gì nhỉ? What? Cái gì?
Our neck.
Our neck.
Ah.
Yes. Yes. So protect our chakra. So we just need to make it clear day by day. The truth will support us, will protect us. Yes. So it will help us to like until just when you can speak the truth, you can. Otherwise, we got a lot of disease, like even cancer. So just be very, very, yes, throat chakra, very, very be careful with the practice because it's going to help us a lot.
Yeah, that is true. I just also think like, I mean, the truth is sometimes also not true because the ego lives in a non-truthful way sometimes, you know? And I think like it's important for us not to be in fear of like, oh, I have to live my truth, otherwise I get sick. Like, you know, like we shouldn't be fearing any diseases because diseases also don't exist. They only exist in our minds. They only exist with like not in being in a flow. So like even that fear of having a disease should also be there and not like disregarded. You know what I mean? Like all of that is just like needs to be seen and accepted and taken into the room. Yeah. Okay. But it's nice. Maybe you can, I don't know if you just feel like, but I think the guy, what was his name? The one who had the session yesterday? Nam. Maybe you can translate it to me because I really enjoyed his energy. Like when I didn't really understand what he was saying, but I could feel like he had a very calm energy and maybe it would be nice to hear what he had to say.
Okay, lovely to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have some 10 minutes left and we have some questions here. So the first question is, can you explain more about go with the flow? How can we recognize the resistance of ourselves?
Resistance happens most of the time outside of the flow. So that's when you notice, like, for example, bringing back, like going back into your breath is when you notice you being in resistance. You're not being connected with it. So it's important to be aware of the resistance first in order to be aware of the feeling. So because most of the time we have a feeling and we resist, the resistance is most of the time a reaction. So we react, for example, in ways of saying something, in distracting or whatever, and being aware of that resistance that is just happening now. So not trying to get rid of the resistance, only simply observing there is resistance, being aware of it, understanding I am resisting here right now. Because there's something that I perceive as true that is so hard for me to look at, that is so hard for me to accept, because I don't want this, I don't want to be this, or it's so painful. So it needs to go slowly. So it needs like a little more practice with what am I doing right now? How am I reacting? Because most of the time feelings come up in thoughts, like we cook something and something comes up and then we just like start eating, or we're doing something. These little moments, these little moments happen out of resistance of a feeling. And just trying to be aware of, I am right now doing something to not feel, or I am reacting to not, I am reacting out of the feeling. So I believe I am feeling the feeling, but I actually resist the feeling and I react out of it. So important to understand these connections first of what am I doing here? Ubita.
Hi, Boo. Yes, just be objective, right?
Just be object and be aware of the, like, try to see the resistance first in order to get rid of the resistance. Like, don't fight anything, don't try to change anything, accept it as it is, but try to remember that this is just an illusion. And this really helps me, that this is all an illusion, to look at it. Because it wants to be seen by you. You want to go back to that flow. And that can only happen when you allow yourself to look at it. But that you don't look at it is because you believe that illusion. And that's what I've been saying over and over again. But you believe this is all real. But life is not real. This is something that, just a second. I'm just going to let her out, yeah? Yeah.
Boo. Zhang is cosplaying. Zhang cosplay Boo Boo. Okay. Zhang looks like Boo Boo.
It's, yeah. Boo Boo's outside now.
Yeah.
I'm a kid.
Yeah. There was a cat outside, actually. Zhang. There's a cat outside and she started barking. So now she's outside so she can chase the cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's. I hope that this answer can help Chen. Maybe
I hope so too.
Yes.
You can also message me anytime on Facebook or reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer all questions or to make friends with everyone.
Yes. So let's move on to next questions. Your advice or words of wisdom to have a mindful relationship. Thank you. From Ngọc Anh. Hello, Ngọc Anh.
Have a mindful relationship. I think to have a mindful relationship, both need to do self-work. It's very important that both partners are understanding what it is to like, what wanting to understand what it is to live, like what it is to have a human experience. So that involves respect of the self, or even if there's no respect for the self yet, willing to always look at things as they are, because we all have childhood traumas. So to accept that I have a human experience here and all emotions that come up, I take responsibility for them. I can take responsibility for them, and all I can do is share something with my partner without wanting the partner to do anything for me or to expect that from the partner. But also, if that comes up too, like any expectation, to talk about it too, to be present with everything, to be present with that too, and say like, see, this is how I'm conditioned and this is how I feel. Like just being fully honest with the human experience. I think this is the only way that a relationship can be mindful and the relationship can be work and real communication and a sense of humor.
Yes. And Hanin. Yeah, thank you so much. More sense of humor. Remember that.
To take this easy, just like to take this life just like a little
Yes,
easy. Like it's
because I see myself like there's a lot of things happen in my life that now when I look it back, when I reflect all of those things, I laugh like crazy. So I question myself like why I cannot like laugh today at this moment like that. So yeah, something like we make it too serious. Just like let it be fun.
But also in moments where an emotion is serious, it is serious because this is your reality that needs to be seen as well. Exactly. That needs to be just accepted as well. Like, okay, it is real. Like, this is how I perceive it right now. And that needs to be just accepted as well. Like, not push it away with humor. That's not what I mean with sense of humor. Sense of humor in general about like life and stuff. But when we're in an emotion, it's important to respect that emotion in order for the emotion to not hide again, for the emotion to be seen and to bring awareness on it and not to like disregard it or whatever. That's also super important. Like, for example, the other day, this is actually quite disturbing, but also funny in a way when you don't take life too seriously. A few weeks ago, I had suicidal thoughts because I had like really, I was going through so much pain and resistance and guilt that I couldn't like accept properly. Like it's maybe like a month ago, something like that. I had felt, I don't know, like what's the point of existence? Why am I here? So many, like so many thoughts of like, maybe there is no point in that. And I actually still think there is no point in that. There is no point in life. The point in life is just to have fun, just enjoy it, like to just make the best out of it. And I talked to a friend about it, like to the same friend that I always talk to. But I wasn't in that emotion when I talked to him. And then he said like, man, I was just imagining how crazy that would be if you wouldn't be there anymore. And I said, did you also imagine how I did it? And we both laughed, you know what I mean? So it's like, do you have a tip how I can do it? And then we both laughed and we brought like some easiness into this topic. Because when I talked to some other friends, everyone was like, please don't, and don't do it, and no. And I felt like my feeling didn't feel accepted. But with that little sense of humor that I had with my friend in that topic, we could both look at it because it wasn't so serious anymore. It was just a thought that is there, but it doesn't mean I act on it. It just simply means it is there and it's going and flowing. And I gave it some attention. I looked at it, but it doesn't mean that this is bad and it's going to happen or whatever. It's simply in the room and it can be looked at. Yeah, but with this like little sense of humor, it kind of isn't everything else, because if you can laugh about, I'm not saying like laugh about suicide or something, but if you can laugh about yourself and bring humor in almost everything in your life and not take it too seriously. And some people might get offended, and that's okay too, It makes it more fun. It makes it just like more easy, and you're able to love more, you're able to understand more, you're able to feel all of this just more, and it's all okay. Your existence is not wrong. It's all okay. With your bad sense of humor, with all of it, it's all okay. Yeah.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hanin.
Kamposi.
Okay, one
Thank
more question.
you. Yeah.
More question.
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Đặng Thanh Hằng. You have mentioned about connecting with our higher self. Could you please share with us some exercise that we can use to practice?
Mm-hmm. To me, a very good exercise is showering. Yeah.
Yes.
I have like the past few months, because I was going through something really deep, like something that was like painfully deep within me. I showered like 5 times a day. I just needed water over me, and that helped me to connect again with a feeling and just being observant of what's actually happening. So that kind of like helped me a little bit to cleanse and to connect with joy again. Another is also like the typical one, or like the main one, is going back to your breath, or doing a guided meditation that is not like, okay, now you do that and that, not like that, just like bringing you back into the room, like for example with Rupert Spira, where you can like feel this is the room, I am in the premium seat and I am observing, understanding. See, I think like awareness is like we connect with it always little by little by our practices. So we find our own practices with like guided meditations, little moments during the day. Like sometimes when I talk to someone, sometimes when I'm at home, I'm totally lost in a thought, or I'm watching a movie and I'm emotional or whatever. I'm like, okay, this is all happening within me, and I take it into the room. I can take it all into the room of existence. But this is something that you gain more and more and more by practicing, and the understanding is at first rational. So you understand it through the ego first. And with that, it starts sinking more and more and more. And at some point, you're like, wow, something that you thought you understand before, you understand every time on a different level. So it is simply just like sinking into you, everyone probably differently, but more and more and more through different practices and through different like small reminders of who am I? Or for me, it always helps to understand this is all an illusion. If this is all an illusion, why do I believe this is all so real right now? That really helps me to be like, and to understand, okay, these feelings that I have, I can look at them. I am pure awareness. I can just look at this game that is created. Because when I close my eyes, this room doesn't even exist. It only exists because I have eyes. You know, this world only exists because we can see it. So, and this is just the pure awareness. So everything just happens in the moment. And I think remembering that the past doesn't exist because it's only a false information that is saved in our minds of I am a timeline, and the future doesn't exist either because it isn't. So the only truth is the moment, and to remember that helps you sometimes to connect. But even sometimes I also have a hard time connecting with this being aware. So sometimes I breathe and think, okay, go back to your breath, and I have a hard time feeling it. So it really, it happens in moments, and these moments are so powerful and they are eternal, but they come back to you more and more and more because you open that gate to it. So what really happens, what really helps me as well is fasting.
Yes.
Fasting is for me powerful. Like I'm on a raw vegan diet, so I eat mainly fruit and some vegetables. And fasting, juices, water, dry fasting, just like no consumption helps me to just be in this realm of it's okay as it is. I don't need to change anything with it. But we all find our own way. So every time I eat, for example, I'm sometimes in this again. I'm like, oh, what's going on? It's consuming me again. But again, for everyone, it's different. I believe it's totally possible to master it with food and anything that you do in your life. Like it doesn't need to change any of your life except for your perception and your connection to it. But I am simply super sensitive to everything. And for me, that is just my way of, and like that helps me. But if someone would like to learn more about it, about how the body functions, what diet is important, not important, like, but I believe like most of the food we're consuming is mucus forming. And I notice it. When I detox, a lot of mucus is coming out. And to me, this mucus keeps me three-dimensional. That's how I perceive it. Like this body is like three-dimensional. And with that mucus and everything in my body, it keeps me here on this reality trapped sometimes. So it really helps me to detox and to clean everything out. And the more I get rid of, the more I feel like this lightness of this world, of this existence. Yes. So if anyone would like to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me.
You love sharing about vegan lifestyle.
Oh yeah. Oh, fully.
Yes.
Totally.
We are Be Blessed. Also practice fasting too. So we do it like 4 days before new moon and 4 days before full moon. We just do it fasting 1 day, and in the year we find that sometimes that's suitable for our body, and then we practice in a long time, around like 5 days, 1 month, 1 week, or longer. Yeah, it depends on our body. So I think if we want to listen to our body, we need to be like get rid of things that not necessary, like no longer supporting us. So the more that we less heavy, we can learn easier to our body. Because
I agree.
People tell us that, oh, listen to your body, listen to yourself. But how? No, nobody say it like in a correctly way, or in a like the only way that we need to practice. So I really recommend you guys to do fasting. Like only 1 day fasting is enough, but you can do it like regularly, bi-weekly. It's gonna help us a lot to level up the way we communicate with your body, with mind, with your soul. Because the way we, like before that, all the masters said that the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So the way we connect with your body is the way you connect with your soul, with your higher self, right? So if you want to learn more about this, I really recommend you guys to read this book. Is this one. It's the wisdom of eating in the East.
Is it macrobiotic? That's what it looks like right now.
Yes, it's macrobiotic, but it's big more than just macrobiotic. Yes, it's very open to you to learn. Yes, so I want to give something new in our session here. So anyone that want to discuss or ask Hanin, I can give you I can let you ask her live here. You can raise your hand and then you can ask her. So anyone Who can raise? Who want to raise your hand to ask your question or to share something? Still okay. Anyone to want to share something? You can raise your hand. Oh, one. Don't. Okay. I think I will give this chance to Nguyễn Vũ Đông Phương. Okay. Okay. Get ready. Great. Okay.
Xin chào.
Nguyễn Vũ Đông Phương. Hello. You can unmute and open the camera so that we can all see you. Đông Phương ơi, bạn có thể mở. Ok, thế thì bạn có thể mở tiếng nhé. Bạn có thể mở tiếng nhé. Ok, vậy thì chắc là để tớ sẽ mời một bạn khác ha, không sao cả. Cảm ơn bạn. Okay, I would love to invite Đoàn Thanh Hằng. You can share something. Hello, Thanh Hằng.
Hello, Thanh Hằng.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Hanin. Thank
Hi.
you for all your valuable sharing. And as you have mentioned about the YouTube channel that you use to practice meditation as a woman, yeah, could you please share with us?
I will. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Hanin can share with us later on. You can find every materials in our Be Blessed Sister group.
Yeah.
You can freely access to it. Yes.
I'll make a post if that's okay. Like I'll make a post about like where you can learn about fasting or like about how the body and the mucusless diet, like how that works, about meditations, about maybe like communication if I can find something, but mainly about meditation. But yes, Hang, I will do it. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Hằng nha. Okay, I think our time is over. So I know this topic is really big topic. So it's one hour is really not enough. So I love to if you guys love this topic more, you want to deep dive, you can really to connect to Hanin. She's available. And you can ask her everything about
from September.
Everything. Yes, she's so open. And Hanin ơi, cảm ơn, rất là yêu nha, yêu lắm.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, girls. Cảm ơn rất nhiều. From September, actually, from September this year, I will do coaching sessions. And I will make them like, so if anyone is interested in like coaching, like connecting a little bit deeper with the self, about communication, about anything, I will start doing that. So if anyone is interested, I'm gonna make it not as expensive and like it's gonna be
we're gonna have you to promote it. No worries.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. But thank you so much for having me. Thanks for everyone who listened. I'm really glad for all the love. I feel in the flow, like it all come out in the flow because of so much love and so much acceptance. And seeing these beautiful girls here. And we have Zanya with a little baby. Who's that? Xin chào. Hello. Xin chào.
Hello.
Con tên là gì?
Con tên là Bún.
Chào Bún. Bún xinh gái.
Yes. Just 2 years old.
Oh my God, very cute.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
All
you
right.
Hanin, so much.
Thank you, Zhang.
Hear you and she want to come to see you.
Soon
Yeah.
we will eat bun together.
Okay. Thank you. Bún in noodle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'd love to invite all of us to take some moment to go back to our breath before we off the session today. Lynn, can you help me to finish the session? Cá hồi.
Okay, so everybody find a very, very comfortable place for you to sit. Breathe in. Now close your eye. Breathe out. Deep breathing. And breathe out. Relax all your body parts. Feel your heart. If you like, you can put your hand in their heart area. Feel the gratitude of this session today with our beloved friend Hanin. Fill your heart with the thankfulness of your presence today. And remember that we are all oneness. Remember that your feelings and your emotions just come and go. You just observe, no resistance, and it will go. Breathe in and out. Smile and open your eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linh.
Hồi. I feel so blessed now. So relaxed.
Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed.
Blessed. Yes, we have fairy dust.
Is that how you do it?
Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye and see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Mwah.